as we make way for Andrew Brandt, the MMQB columnist, former Packers executive. All right, let's go one by one here, Andrew. Let's start with Deshaun Watson. How tradable is he?
Hey, Dan, I'm not your clickbait guy. Everybody's rushing to the fantasy football trades and it's going to be really hard. He signed a new contract, as everyone knows, 4 short months ago. He committed to the Texans 4 years. And when you do these big contracts, we'll talk about Carson Wentz too, there's consequences. And consequences if somehow you move on, somehow you separate early in the contract, which of course would be incredibly early in the contract. Best case for the Texans would be leaving behind $27 million of dead money. For people who don't understand, dead money is not cash. The cash has been paid. Dead money is cap accounting that stays on your cap even after the player leaves. $27 million for a player that won't be there. Now, of course, you're getting rid of your franchise player, your best player. You've got to add quarterbacks in place of him. So it's going to be a lot more than $27 million allocated to quarterback.
But how long does the $27 million stay?
That would stay this year.
Okay, that would
stay this year.
So,
then next year, it would be off the books. But again, what is value for Deshaun Watson? I've said from the beginning, Dan, they got a new general manager. If he trades Deshaun Watson, he's going to be an old general manager pretty quick.
But if I was the owner and you were my GM and I ordered you to trade Deshaun Watson, what would you ask for?
Well, I think you're talking about a young player at the top of his game that's only going to get better. I don't even know what to ask for. I mean, this is kind of the James Harden kind of trade where you have multiple number one picks. You need players back. You need to replace the position. I don't know if there's ever been a trade like this. When we talk, quarterbacks don't make it to this kind of market.
Well, we normally trade up to get a pick.
Right.
In a draft, and we're giving draft capital there. This is an established franchise, legitimate top 7, 6, 5 quarterback probably in the NFL right now, playing on a bad team. Is he
Carson Wentz, we're going to talk about him, but to get him, just give you an idea, they traded a first and a fourth for that year, a first and a second for the upcoming year. Okay, and that's a player who'd never played and who was coming in on a rookie contract, which is cheap, relatively. So just think about those kind of things. I mean, Deshaun Watson would be multiple times that. And again, I do not think it's going to happen.
Carson Wentz, what's the likelihood he gets traded, and what would you be asking for in return?
Yeah, I don't think he's going to get traded again, because now we're talking about, here's that dead money number again, Dan. It's $34 million, best case. Now, if they pay him the $10 million roster bonus before they trade him, or June 1 kind of thing, then it's $44 million, not $34 million of dead money. So I don't think it's going to happen. We've seen the change with Peterson. Basically they chose Wentz over Peterson. They chose the guy they want to fix. And the reason they want to fix him is because it's such a massive investment. They're not going to move on from that. And again, people say his talent's regressed. Well, we know he's done it, right? 2 years ago, he played MVP quality football. So someone's going to fix him. It's not going to be Doug Peterson. I think he stays.
Well, you are a buzzkill. You're not clickbait. You don't think?
This is not the NBA. You trade James Harden and you get picks and players and all that, but there's no long tail of economics. That's what people need to understand. I managed a cap for 10 years. NFL economics is so different.
But if you're Deshaun Watson's agent, you know the math here. Like how do you trade? How do you get your client out of Houston?
If you really want to get him out, you pay back a lot of millions of dollars. People have suggested that, which I think if I'm an agent, I'm not suggesting that.
Yeah.
This guy signed 4 months ago. I don't know what changed. People say, well, he had to take it because the money was so big. Well, Dak Prescott, that market's not going to go down. I don't think Deshaun Watson had any downside to waiting to do a contract, even if injured. His market was going up.
But, I look at this with Lamar Jackson and Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
If you're the team, Is it make sense for Cleveland to sign Baker Mayfield now? And the same with the Ravens with Lamar Jackson.
I think we're back to Wentz here. I think the Wentz and maybe Jared Goff are going to give teams a little pause there. Those teams jumped in after year 3, gave the massive extension. And you hear Sean McVay talk about Jared Goff, and we know what's going on with Wentz. You get the feeling that they should have waited.
Yeah.
And maybe Mayfield and Jackson, maybe they do wait. Andrew Luck, they waited till the 5th year. Trubisky, of course, never done a deal after his rookie, but that's different, I know. Mahomes, they rushed in after 3 years. But there may be pause with those quarterbacks you mentioned to not do a deal right away after the 3-year minimum allotment where you can renegotiate.
Any chance Andrew Luck comes out of retirement for the Colts?
No, I don't think so, Dan.
I'm just throwing it out there.
I think he's a different cat, and I think he's into a lot of different things besides football. That guy's not coming back.
Okay. Can you guarantee that Carson Wentz and Deshaun Watson will not be traded? You got to put something up here, Andrew.
Yeah.
You guarantee something?
Yeah, I'm going to guarantee it.
Okay. What are you willing to put up?
Say again?
What are you willing to put up?
I'll come back on your program and gain the wrath of all the haters saying, Brandt, you were wrong. I don't.
How about a liquid cheese bath? Because you used to be with the Packers. So would you do a liquid, a shower of cheese on the show? Wisconsin cheese.
Yeah.
You'll do it?
I wear that helmet behind me.
You can wear the helmet, but you would do a shower of cheese. Would you do that?
I will. If they're not on their teams, I will do that. I will do that, Dan.
Okay. Fair enough. And I would like to offer up McLovin. If they do decide to trade one of those two, McLovin would then do a shower of cheese.
So that's my gift?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
We're both Philly guys. He doesn't want to see
we could do Philly cheese. We could do Philly cheese. Somebody has to have cheese poured on him in here. This is quid pro quo here with Andrew. You know what? I'll do the cheese.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'll do the cheese if either one of these guys is not traded.
Okay, if one of them's traded,
then you're going to be a true cheesehead.
and you are as well.
Yes, I will. I know you're working with Sports Illustrated. You got a podcast, newsletter. What are you working on? What are you covering?
Newsletter, you can sign up. Go to andrew-brandt.com. I'm doing that newsletter. Talking a lot about, memories this week. You see the helmet. We just talked about it. I was there. My last game, Brett Favre's last game, Aaron's last game as a backup when we hosted the NFC Championship before. That was the coldest game ever. Of course, Tom Coughlin's face was fuchsia, as you remember. And unfortunately, we lost in overtime to the Giants, who went on to beat the Patriots, who were undefeated. So it was quite a memory, and now they're back there. Obviously, I like their chances. I'm biased, but it's great to see them back there with hosting a championship game once again.
What are the odds Aaron Rodgers ends his career as a Packer?
I think, when they drafted Jordan Love, it just seemed like now we have a separation date, which is sad. But it's not going to be anytime soon, Dan. As we know, he's MVP, and he's going to play next year. But maybe, just like him, maybe 3 years, just like him with Brett. It's a 3-year window where they develop love and see what happens. But, he has played lights out. He's at the top of his game, as you know.
Always great to talk to you, and I've never looked forward to a trade as much as I've looked forward to maybe one of these trades with Deshaun Watson and or Carson Wentz.
There will be cheese. For one of us, there will be cheese.
There will be blood, there will be cheese. Thank you, Andrew. Great to talk to you again.
Always a pleasure, Dan.
That's Andrew Brandt, MMQB columnist and the Business of Sports podcast, former Packer executive there.